Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to make sense of the companies that move the world, and sometimes even pull the rug out from under us. Today, we're diving into a filing that signals a major shift, a winding down rather than a ramp up. Get ready, because things are about to get very quiet for some of these funds. Ever wondered what happens when a company decides to just stop? Well, we're about to find out. This report tells us that Frontier Funds is not just changing direction. It is changing its entire existence, and not in a good way. It is a story of liquidation and delisting, a stark reminder that not every business journey ends with applause. So, what is the big news? On the 28th of November, 2025, Frontier Fund Management, the main boss of Frontier Funds, decided it was time to shut things down. We're talking about liquidating, dissolving, and wrapping up the whole operation. It is like saying, that is all, folks, for these investment funds. And the first big consequence, they've immediately stopped letting people take their money out. When a fund suspends redemptions, it is a serious signal. It means they can't easily give investors their cash back, often because they're busy selling off assets to pay everyone back. This can be a stressful time for investors who suddenly can't access their funds. But it is not just about investors. Frontier Funds also plans to delist from the National Futures Association. Think of this as removing their name from a club. It signifies they're no longer operating as a futures pool in the same way they used to. They're also going to deregister the whole entity with the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC as most people call it. This means they won't have to file all those detailed reports anymore. It is essentially them saying, we're out of here, and we don't have to keep you updated. This Form 15 filing is just a technical step to officially stop their reporting obligations. It is like closing the books and putting up a closed for good sign. Now, the report includes a section on forward-looking statements. This is standard stuff, basically a legal disclaimer saying that anything in this report about the future might not actually happen. It's a way for the company to protect itself from lawsuits if their plans don't pan out. They're saying, hey, we're just guessing here, so don't sue us if our assumptions are wrong. It's pretty common in these filings, but in this context, it just adds a layer of uncertainty to an already uncertain situation of liquidation. Moving on to another critical piece of news. On that same day, the 28th of November, Frontier Fund Management got rid of some really important players. They removed 4 major commodity trading advisors: Aspect Capital, Horizon 3 Investment Management, Quantica Capital, and Quantitative Investment Management. These weren't just minor advisors, they were major commodity trading advisors for several Frontier funds, including the Frontier Balance Fund. This means these advisors were responsible for key investment decisions within these funds. It's like the captain of a ship suddenly firing the engine room chief and the navigation officers all at once. And the table showing the allocation, it is pretty stark. As of the 1st of December, the allocation for the Frontier Balance Fund to these advisors is 0%. 0% for Aspect Capital, 0% for Horizon 3, 0% for Quantica Capital, and 0% for Quantitative Investment Management. This means all the money that was being managed by these once major advisors for the Frontier Balance Fund is now being held somewhere else, or more likely is part of the liquidation process as all these funds are being shut down. It's a complete severing of ties. And this isn't a one-time thing. This same story plays out for several other Frontier funds. The Frontier Diversified Fund sees the exact same story. Aspect, Horizon 3, Quantica, and Kim were removed, and their allocation also dropped to a big fat 0% as of the 1st of December. It's like a domino effect, but instead of falling, they're being pushed over deliberately. Then we look at the Frontier Masters Fund. Here, Aspect and Quantica were the ones shown the door, and again, their allocation is now also 0% for the Masters Fund. For the Frontier Long Short Commodity Fund, it's Quantica that gets the boot. And surprise, surprise, their allocation becomes 0%. Similarly, for the Frontier Heritage Fund, Aspect and Horizon 3 are removed, resulting in 0% allocation for them. And for the Frontier Select Fund, Horizon 3 and Quantica are shown the exit, with their allocations also hitting 0. Finally, the Frontier Global Fund sees Aspect removed and their allocation drops to 0%. It is clear that the strategy here, alongside the overall liquidation plan, is to dismantle the existing management structure by removing all these key advisors across the board. The company is essentially making a clean break from its previous operational setup, which makes sense if the ultimate goal is to shut down. And who is signing off on all of this? Patrick F. Hart III, as President and Chief Executive Officer of Frontier Fund Management, LLC, the managing owner of all these funds. He is the one making the final call to close up shop. So, what is the big picture here? Frontier Funds through its managing owner. has decided to cease operations. This means the funds are going to be liquidated. Investors will get their remaining money back as assets are sold off, and the company will disappear from the regulatory scene. The quick removal of all major trading advisors and the immediate suspension of redemptions are clear indicators that this isn't a restructuring or a change in investment strategy, but a full-blown exit. The risks here for investors are pretty straightforward. The uncertainty of the liquidation process itself. How long will it take to sell everything? Will the assets fetch a good price given the current market conditions? And of course, the potential for fewer investment options in the market if these funds were catering to a specific niche that now goes unfilled. In terms of company direction, there isn't really a direction anymore. It is a shutdown. The strength here is the clear decision making to end operations, which can be a responsible move if the business model is no longer viable or if other strategic priorities have emerged. The weakness, of course, is that it is the end of the road for these funds. My take on this filing is that it's a decisive move to wind down operations. The complete removal of all external advisors and the 0% allocation across every fund listed strongly indicates a liquidation strategy is in full effect. This isn't a company pivoting, it is a company closing its doors. The main takeaway for investors is to monitor the liquidation process closely and understand the timelines and potential outcomes for their investments. Alright, that is our breakdown of this significant filing. What did you think of Frontier Fund's decision? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this deep dive helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more corporate insights. And don't forget to join our Discord community, linked in the description for more discussions and analysis. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.